Khalsa Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Have you ever felt overloaded before an exam, worried about failing grades, visa problems, or the job loss of someone important in your life? Or maybe stressed about what others think of you, my skin color, my dastar, my kara, or simply trying to fit in at school? Many young people today silently struggle with stress and anxiety. But what's fascinating is that more than 500 years ago, all our gurus already spoke deeply about the struggles of the human mind and how to deal with them. My name is Aadya Kaur, and I truly feel blessed to share my thoughts on mental health and how I, as a high school senior, deal with stress. Before I begin, I want to share something honestly. I've had many failures and challenges. For example, trying to fit into my Taekwondo team, which is a sport largely dominated by Korean athletes, or not driving to high school like many of my friends, not because my parents couldn't afford a car, but because I failed my driver's test. Many of my friends drive themselves to school or to parties, while I'm still being driven by my parents. And like many students, I've also had to take the SAT multiple times. These may seem like small things, but when you're a teenager, they can feel embarrassing and stressful. Sometimes the challenges we face may look small to others, but inside our mind, they can feel very heavy. And I've realized something important. The biggest battles we fight in life are often inside our own mind. This is exactly why Guru Granth Sahib Ji speaks so deeply about understanding and disciplining the mind. I want to start with a humble line from Gurbani. Gyan tyan kich karam na jana, sa na jana teri, sab te vadda Sat Guru Nanak, jin kar rakhi meri. These words remind me that when we feel lost, the wisdom of our gurus become our guide. So what is mental health? Let us first understand what mental health really means. According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn and work well, and contribute to their community. Mental health exists on a continuum. Some days we feel confident and strong. Other days we may feel anxious, overwhelmed, or uncertain. Many things affect our mental health. Academic pressure, friendships, relationships, social media comparisons, family expectations, or uncertainty about the future. Most people are resilient, but sometimes stress can grow into serious mental health conditions. Mental health conditions may include anxiety, depression, emotional burnout, substance misuse, or loneliness and isolation. Some warning signs that someone may be struggling include withdrawing from friends or family, sudden changes in moods, behaviors, difficulty concentrating, loss of motivation, and expressing feelings of hopelessness. Routine stress is a part of life, but when stress begins affecting our ability to function, it is important to seek help. So how should we help someone who may be struggling? If we notice a friend or classmate struggling, we should listen without judgment, show empathy and patience, encourage them to speak to a trusted adult, and help them access counseling or professional support. Sometimes the most powerful words we can say are simply, "I'm here for you." Next, I want to pivot to the Sikh tradition, the mind in Gurbani. In Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the Gurus speak frequently about the mind, the man. Guru Nanak Dev Ji teaches us, "Man jeete jag jeet." Conquer your mind and you can conquer the world. This teaches us that many struggles begin within our mind. If we learn to calm, understand, and discipline our mind, we gain the strength to face the world. Another line from Gurbani says, "Hom mein dirag rog hai, daru bhi isma hai." Ego is a chronic disease, but the cure is also within it. Many of our stresses come from comparison and the pressure to prove ourselves. But Gurbani reminds us that true peace comes from humility and self-awareness. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji says, "Chinta taki kijiye, jo anhoni hoy." Why worry about what is beyond our control? One of the fundamental causes of stress is expectation. When reality gives us more than what we expected, we call it happiness. When reality gives us less than what we expected, we call it disappointment. So the stress we experience often comes from the difference between what we expected and what actually happens. The gurus teach us that peace comes when we learn to train our mind, reduce our attachment to outcomes, and accept hukam, the divine order of things. When we shift our focus from expectations to acceptance, the mind becomes calmer and stronger. In Japji Sahib, Guru Nanak Dev Ji explains this even more clearly. Akhan jor, chupe na jor. Jor na mangan, der na jor. Jor na jivan, maran na jor. Jor na raj, mal man sor. Which means we do not control when we speak or remain silent. We do not control what we receive or give. We do not control life or death, and we do not control power, wealth, or status. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is teaching us something very important for our mental health. Many of the things we worry about are not actually in our control. When we understand this and accept hukam, the divine order, our mind becomes lighter and more peaceful. Next, let me share 5 pieces of my personal journey. First, the role of music and kirtan. One of the biggest things that has helped me manage stress is music, especially learning Sikh music and kirtan. One of the reasons I love learning and playing Gurbani is that I never have to worry about the message behind the words. When we listen to or sing Gurbani, we know that the message comes directly from the wisdom of the Gurus recorded in the Guru Granth Sahib. In everyday music popularly associated with movies, the message may sometimes be about emotions, relationships, or temporary feelings, but Gurbani always carries timeless wisdom and spiritual guidance. So when I sit with my vajra or harmonium, I know that the words I'm singing are not just music. They are teachings meant to calm the mind and guide our life. These learnings fit perfectly with my academic schedule, while also encouraging deeper reflection. Gurbani beautifully says, Kirtan Naam Simrat Sukh Pai. Through singing and remembering the divine name, peace is found. Music has an incredible ability to calm the mind. My second reflection is being intentional to invest time in myself. I started learning the vajra in elementary school, but in the last 3 years, I've learned several new instruments, including the tabla, the dilraba, the piano, and recently the kartal. Each instrument challenges me in a positive way. Instead of letting stress build up, I channel that energy into creativity and learning. Reflection number 3, facing stage fright. After practicing Gurbani and Kirtan, the next step is performing on the main stage at the Gurdwara. This experience helped me overcome my stage fright. Over time, the Sangat has become more like an extended family. Even though I may not know everyone personally, sitting together in the Divan Hall and listening to Kirtan creates a deep sense of belonging. Gurbani reminds us, Sat Sangat kaisi janiye, jithe eko naam vakhani. True Sangat is where the divine name is remembered. Next, dealing with peer pressure in high school. In high school, many students seek recognition different ways. Some try to impress others by driving expensive cars, wearing luxury brands, or trying to fit into certain social groups. But Gurbani reminds us that our value does not come from external validation. Sharing Shabad and Gurbani through music and even on my YouTube channel has brought me fulfillment far greater than chasing popularity. And finally, reflecting on the Hukamnama. Another powerful practice is reflecting on the daily Hukamnama. The Hukamnama is the daily message taken from the Guru Granth Sahib. When we take time to reflect on it, we often find answers to questions we are struggling with. Hukam maniye hove parvan, ta khasne ka mahal paisi. By accepting divine hukam, we find peace and clarity. Before I conclude, I want to share a short story from the life of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji disappeared for 3 days in the river Bain, people feared the worst. When he returned, the words he spoke were, "Na koi Hindu, na Musliman." There is no Hindu and there is no Muslim. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was teaching that beyond labels and comparisons, every human carries the same divine light. Much of our stress comes from comparing ourselves to others, but when we remember our true identity, the mind becomes lighter and freer. No matter how big a problem may feel, talking to someone can make a huge difference. Parents, teachers, counselors, and community leaders care deeply about our well-being. Asking for help is not a weakness, it is strength. In conclusion, I want to reflect on the world we are living in today. Across the world, we see rising stress, uncertainty, job losses, conflicts, and social pressures. Many experts now describe mental health challenges as an epidemic affecting millions of people. But within our Sikh tradition, the gurus have already provided us with powerful tools to strengthen the mind through Gurbani, Sangat, and Seva. For generations, gurdwaras have served humanity through langar, feeding those who are physically hungry. But today, we also have an opportunity to serve something just as important: the hearts and minds of people who are struggling with stress, loneliness, and anxiety. Our gurdwaras can continue to be places where people find peace, guidance, and community. And if someone is struggling and needs professional support, there are also resources available in our community. For example, the King County provides several free mental health services and support programs for those in need. So if you or someone you know is struggling, please remember that help is always available. Perhaps today's seminar can become the beginning of a positive change in our local community, where we support not only each other's physical needs, but also each other's mental and support and emotional well-being. Every one of us will face stress, pressure, and moments of doubt. But Gurbani reminds us, "Man jeete jag jeet." When we strengthen our mind through Gurbani, Sangat, Seva, music, and reflection on the Hukamnama, this is the practical path to gain strength to face any challenge. When I practice Gurbani, I don't just practice music, I practice peace for my mind. This idea is beautifully explained in this shabad. Eko naam te aaye man mere, karj tera hove pura, karj tera hove pura, har gun gaye man mere, karj tera hove pura, karj tera hove pura. तुम ही कारण करण चरण कमल हर शरण, तुम ही कारण करण चरण कमल हर शरण, मन तन हरियो हित्याया, आनंद हर रूप दिखाया, आनंद हर रूप दिखाया, कारज तेरा होवे पूरा, कारज तेरा होवे पूरा. To summarize, this Shabad means meditate on the one name, O my mind, and your purpose will be fulfilled. Sangatji, start small, but start today. Listen to the Hukamnama. It does not matter if you choose English or Punjabi. Don't let language be the barrier. Reflect on Gurbani and talk to someone you trust. Because when we strengthen our mind, we truly can conquer our world. Beyant Puladi Khema ji, Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh.